Valentine's Day to everyone. This meeting will come to order is to be noted in the book of minutes that required 48-hour notice was mailed to the office of the Time, the Trentonian, and the clerk of the city of Trenton, as well as posted in the main entrance of the authority, 875 New Willow Street, in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gentry.
Present.
Commissioner Green. Commissioner Raines. Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes.
Never quorum.
Yep.
Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes. Can I have approval for the regular minutes of the meeting held on January 10th, 2024?
So moved.
Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes. Can I have approval of the executive session held on January 10th, 2024?
So moved.
Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes, sir.
Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes. Can I have approval for the special meeting held February 1st, 2024?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Garrett. Approval of the special meeting. Approval of the special meeting minutes for the meeting held February 1st, 2024.
Abstain.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
She abstained.
Yes.
Okay, so that won't be passed. Sure.
Commissioner Raines. Chairwoman, you might need to clarify that you can vote.
Yeah, a person does not have to be present to vote for approval of minutes. If they've read them and they comport with what they understand occurred at the meeting, especially if others were at the meeting and approved it. So that you can vote whatever you want to, but just if that's a reason for an abstention, that's not required.
Commissioner Green, did you hear that?
I abstained because I wasn't there.
Well,
You don't have to be present to vote to approve, just so you know that's not a requirement.
I didn't review all the notes.
Okay,
okay.
they can be deferred to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. At this time, we have secretary report, please.
I have I'm gonna hand it over to Christy Huff because we have something very positive to report today.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I just wanted to report that our Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant application was due yesterday, February 13th. We submitted our application on Friday, so we are in line to hopefully get this $50 million grant to rehab or do a new Downey homes in North Trenton neighborhoods, including junior ones. So that's a big achievement. We've been working on it for over 3 years, and we're just happy that we were actually able to submit it on time. This is our first application for the implementation, and we just want to keep our fingers crossed and thank everyone for their support, the commissioners and staff and residents that participated in our Choice Neighborhood outreach events and planning process.
Thank you for all your hard work and your dedication to this.
Absolutely. Excellent work. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Warren, I was gonna move straight to resolutions.
Yes.
Okay. Presenting resolution 2406, 2407, and 2408 and 2409 would be Mr. Richard Squires Tibbs.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, residents as well.
Before you start, are we doing them individual or collectively?
Hopefully individually, because they're different resolutions.
We can do
Could be
individually.
presented individually. So the first one here is gonna be, resolution 2406, and this is for disbursements. This resolution authorizes the approval of disbursements for January 2024 in the amount of $945,128.46, split between the general fund for $940,215.96, and the capital fund for $4,912.50. It is my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners adopts the resolution for the disbursements for the month of January 2024.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 2406?
Second.
Any questions?
Just really to the, ED, I still haven't, I submitted, it's been over a number of months that I asked to look at some statements and some receipts, and I have not had that, a conference room, scheduled, or none of the contracts that we have approved. I have not been able to review them. So, I'm having a problem going forward approving anything in deals with disbursements because I haven't been able to do my due diligence.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call?
Commissioner Garrett,
No.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Raines,
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson's here.
Okay. Commissioner Anderson.
Must be there.
Can you hear us, Commissioner Anderson? Thank you.
Alright, our next resolution is gonna be 2407.
Yes.
This resolution authorizes the approval for the Trenton Housing Authority budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024. It is my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners adopt the resolution approving the budget for the fiscal year of 2024, which was previously provided. Any
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 24-07?
So moved.
Any questions?
I have questions.
Okay.
Okay, on, the Public Housing Board resolution, that's gonna be submitted to HUD, how do we know that all statutory and regulatory requirements have been met other than the audit report?
No, that's how you would know. About the audit report.
Just by the audit report?
If there wasn't a requirement, it would be a finding on the audit report.
Uh-huh.
If we didn't meet any requirements, then it would be noted on the audit report, it would be highlighted there.
So the audit report addresses the actual statutes that made sure that your spending, the budget was in line, or they just making sure that based on the,
Accounting principles, is that what you're talking about?
no. Based on the files that they looked at, the records that they looked at, that they what do you call that when they pull certain records to see?
Samples.
Samples, that's what I'm thinking of, thank you. So that's just based on the samples, that's how you determine it?
It's based on the audit, and the audit is the audit.
Yeah, it's based on the audit in its totality. If there's any deviation from the guidelines or HUD standards or policies and procedures, they would identify it and then flag us for a audit finding or audit comment.
Even for the REMAC, for the, for that audit that HUD does, is that encompass that as well?
That's not an audit, that's not a financial audit, that's a physical inspection.
Right, so the physical inspection, the purpose of that is to determine how the funds that are being received, the subsidies are being received, are being utilized on the properties, the properties, am I
No.
correct?
The physical inspection is to determine the physical condition of the property.
Right, right. But if they keep coming back and finding the same issues, what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not part of
We're
it.
talking about the budget right now.
Yeah,
We-
okay.
You asked about compliance with the budget. We get an audit every year that monitors compliance with federal programs. And if you read the audit opinion letter and also the management representation letters, it breaks down for you all of that, what they're looking at.
I
And
know.
on our audit, we had no findings with respect to spending on federal programs, and we have not had a finding with respect to spending on federal programs
Correct.
since I've been at the Housing Authority for over 13 years.
This
So,
is the one done by April, is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then we're going into the proposed budget expenditures are necessary and efficient and economical operation of housing for the purpose of serving low-income residents. So this does reflect the REMAC. PhD will comply with the wage rate requirements under 24. So this year, the wage rate requirements, was that taken in consideration, with the bargaining agreement that you have included in here?
wage rate requirements have nothing to do with
That's
the
David, that's Davis Bacon.
the bargaining agreement.
Oh, so we're talking about the
wage-
contracts.
The wage rate requirements have to do with contracting, yes, and making sure we're paying the appropriate wage with respect to Davis-Bacon.
Davis.
Okay, alright, so you're talking about the funding for the contracts, for the projects, not for operating, even though this is dealing with the operating budget.
Well, it doesn't matter whether it's dealing with the operating budget or not. We have to comply with Davis-Bacon when we,
No, that's not the question, cause that's why I'm asking the questions, because it does have in here RAC, PHREAC, RAC, I said, I probably, REAC.
the real estate assessment center.
Right, so you said it had nothing to do with it, but it has it in here in parentheses.
Well, the real estate assessment center is HUD's center, which they evaluate public housing authorities. So when you have a REAC inspection, it's talking about a physical inspection. It's done out of REAC, but you also submit your financials to the real estate assessment center. You submit your audit to the real estate assessment center.
That's
So
correct.
that's HUD's center for evaluating housing authorities financially, physically, and their management as well. So
I just noticed the expenditures, income of $20 million you quote in here. That's 20 million, you base that off of last year's, revenue, is that right? Cause you said historical, I think it says in here, historical data, financial data, but you only disclosed 2023 comparison of consolidated budget for 2023, 2024. So, based on the breakdown of the revenue distribution for the dwelling, the operating subsidy, and then you broke down, where are these? Okay, operating subsidies included in contractors, and then I think it's what, 6 million we're talking about in expenditures for this year, right? We're looking at $20 million in revenue and $6 million in expenditures. I think that, let me see where that's at in here. I seen that in here.
no, that's not correct.
Tenant rent.
The budget is a break-even budget. So
That's what I thought too.
expenditures match revenues.
Correct.
Right. Total rent charges, including 6 million. Okay, I just think that before we vote on these things, usually there's a meeting with the board, like we had a special meeting, and, in regards to signing that, revisions for junior one with the board of education. We're supposed to have a special meeting and go over these finances with the board before we actually sit down and go over this, where it's not taking up too much of your time and the rest of the tenants' time to go over this. So when we get to this point, we should already kinda like broke this down, because a lot of the numbers I tried to kinda like match up in the small, and not having you present to really ask in-depth questions, which I can't do that now because I only got 2 hours here. So, going forward, this can't be like we come here, you shove stuff in front of our face and expect us to vote on it without really us being able to really look at it.
Well, we attempted to, we distributed
I know
we distributed at the beginning of the year, so, and
In
our
January.
time is, we get paid, so our time, if you wanna come in, like I've offered to you before, you're welcome to come in and sit down with us. We distributed, over a month ago in anticipation of getting any questions that we can answer. We didn't get any questions during that month, so, we said we were gonna bring it to this board to present to the board, so.
But that's
Again,
not
we're
how you,
avail-
that's
we're
not
still-
how you do it, Mr. Garrett. And as I said, just like you call us to this board for these special meetings to vote for stuff for your benefit, but it's never really to come and to have a meeting for our benefit and our understanding. And we're not supposed to sit down and have one-on-ones with you outside of us as a group. We're supposed to have a separate meeting, and we're supposed to sit down with your finance director. Okay, you don't even have to be there, but your finance director, you can be there and sit down and we have a dialogue with him. That's how this is supposed to work.
Okay. Is there any more questions? None? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
It's got something that says,
just
okay.
cancel it, Commissioner Anderson? Can't hear you.
He's not muted.
Commissioner Anderson, can you hear us?
Thumbs up.
You should be able to type in the chat.
It started by Clifford Godfrey. By attending this meeting, you can consent to being recorded. Recording has started.
He is muted on both of his calls.
He's muted.
He had joined with another call. He has to unmute the second call.
You have to unmute both of your calls, Mr. Anderson. We'll come back
Go
to
on
him.
to the next.
Commissioner Garrett,
No.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you hear?
Commissioner Anderson? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Raines, Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes.
The minutes should reflect that Commissioner Garrett arrived at 12:05, Commissioner Anderson arrived remotely at 12:10, and Commissioner Lopez arrived in person at 12:17.
Okay. Moving on.
To the, our next resolution is 2408. This resolution authorizes the adoption of the 2023 DCA late budget submission that was previously approved by the Board of Commissioners. It is my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution approving the late DCA budget submission. This was we presented this, DCA came back to us and said that we had to present a late resolution in order for them to accept the DCA budget for 2023 and have it loaded to the new website that they have online. So we've already approved this. I believe you guys have already signed off on this, but this is just as a courtesy, or I should say, a requirement from them to be able to load it to their website, that it has to be a late submission of the DCA budget for 2023.
Okay. Can I have a motion to adopt 24-08?
Second.
Questions?
A second.
When we had approved 2023, we had to go back, and I think we had to amend a couple of other budget years. And at that time, when we were approving 2023, if I recall right, we were told that we were submitting this on time. We were submitting it on time, and now we're back to saying that we need to approve a late, agreed to resubmit this, or I don't know if it was submitted at the time we approved it, then now you're asking us to approve, this, what DCA is asking us, cause we presented it late, I don't understand that, why?
The submission was submitted for DC, well, the 2023 budget was never filed with DCA. We then filed DCA's budget that was approved, the operational budget was approved, but it wasn't approved for DCA.
I thought that's what we were doing at the time. It was for DCA because we were going back because we had to amend some other years. I have to pull it because I didn't put away my resolution. I just didn't have time to actually go back to check that. But I do recall that we had to make some amendments to, because we submitted it late, and on top of that, there was some amendments to those prior budgets.
No.
I don't believe there was any amendments, however, it was late, but because it wasn't flagged or identified as a late budget resolution, DCA says that we had to represent it to you, to the board, and have you approve the late budget submission for DCA.
The budget itself didn't change, just the timing.
Correct, nothing changed
I
in the
didn't say
financials.
2023 change. I said we were at the
I'm
time.
clarifying for the record.
Well, you did not clarify it correctly, Mr. Truelove.
Well, I disagree with you.
I'm
Okay.
sure you do.
It's all
But
right.
you're
So-
not. You're only here to give legal opinion when asked.
No, it's not necessarily true either.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
yeah,
is
it
there
is. You're
any-
not a board member.
Okay, is there any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Garrett?
No.
Commissioner Gentry?
Yes.
Commissioner Green?
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez?
Yes.
Commissioner Raines? Chairwoman Weldon?
Yes.
Resolution 2409, this is a request for a proposal for accounting and financial consulting services. We went out to bid, there were 5 firms that actually responded, but only one actually submitted their proposal, and that was BDO, who is our current consultants that we have on file. It is my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners authorize the approval for BDO to be the accounting and financial service providers not to exceed the amount of $90K for the year 2024.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 24-09?
So moved. Second.
Any questions?
Yes. What was it last year?
I want to say it started at 75, but we went up. We were upwards of 100, 110, 115. It was upwards of around 110.
You mean when we started initially contracting him, it was 75,000.
Correct.
And what was it last year?
I believe that the cost was about 110, 115. I could definitely get that
Oh,
number
okay.
back
So
to you.
so we're decreasing it.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So could you tell us, Mr. Tibbs, because you've been here a year or so, right?
About 9 months, 9.5 months, I should say.
Okay, so could you tell us how effective or what are some of the highlights of working with this company, because this is a renewal?
Yeah, they are. I think they were very instrumental in helping us with the implementation of the Yardi system conversion from Emphasis over to Yardi, which is our new ERP tool.
But that wasn't last year, this year before that, am I correct?
The initial implementation actually took place this year.
This year
Oh,
for
okay.
y'all.
Well, I should say this year. Sorry, 2023 was the implementation and the conversion completed in 2023.
So they were able to iron out the problems where we weren't able to get our financial reports, because I think we were backlogged a couple of months, and then I don't know why we got them late. Today we just got the financials for operations yesterday, so
Well, that some extenuating circumstances went into that, but also year end, finalizing the year end numbers for 2023, making sure that everything tied out to the reconciliations as well as the accruals came. I guess needed some additional scrubbing as we went through that detail to make sure that everything was converted over from Emphasis into Yardi.
Okay, just one thing though, because I noticed in the accounts payable ledger, you don't have the properties. You're not linking up the properties to the bills. You have THATH and
Those are the
TH
system abbreviations for the properties. So THA, and then it would be AA would be Abbott.
okay, so just list that, please. Do what do you call that?
I'll give you a
Like a
legend.
kid.
or a
Yeah,
narrative.
because I didn't know that. I'm just like, well, what is this crap? Okay, so what these abbreviations are.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garrett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Raines, Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tibbs. Appreciate
Okay.
you. So the final resolution is Resolution 2410. Resolution 2410 authorizes the executive director to execute contracts with CWA, union contracts for all three of our units: maintenance and craft and security, clerical and administrative, and the supervisory unit. The previous contract ran from December 20 through December 2020 through 2023. This contract as well would be a 4-year contract running from 2024 through 2027. We negotiated the key points to the negotiating. Pretty much all of the contract remained. The language in the contract remained the same. We did agree to 3% increases each year, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027 for staff. And we increased security and office assistant wages to meet the minimum wage effective January 1st. And in addition, just some things, we maintained the current holiday schedule. We added Juneteenth. We increased the flexible spending account for employees from $500 a year to $750 a year, and that is pretty much the changes, the financial changes in the contract. All the rest of the contract remained the same. So if you authorize Resolution 2008, it authorizes me to execute these union contracts for the next 4 years. We'll have contracts in place.
That would be
2024, 2020, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
because you
said
got
2010,
20.
2010, I'm
Yes.
sorry. 2010.
but you do have 2008 in here.
Yeah, you passed 2008.
Right, and I did request for 2008 from you. You didn't submit it to me.
What are you saying now? Say it again.
It says recommendation. It is recommended the Board of Commissioners adopt Resolution 2008.
Yeah, that's a typo.
It's a typo.
Oh,
It
that
should-
is a typo.
That's a
Yes,
mistake,
it should
yes.
be 10.
That's a typo.
2410, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So what was the other of the? So was a previous resolution to adopt the bargaining agreement was 2008?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and it wasn't included in here.
No.
2008 is what
No.
the last contract was.
2000.
I know. I wanted to see it. That's my point, and I still didn't get it.
You want to see Resolution 20?
I did. I asked you. I did. That, and it wasn't in the minutes. And that's why it's good to take detailed minutes, because when you reviewed the minutes, you would have known that I've requested it for 2 months about the bargaining agreement 2008. Because last month you stated that the reason it was closed for Christmas was because it was in the bargaining agreement. I don't know that.
Yeah, that's been since the.
But it's
that
been-
wouldn't be shown there because that's been since like 2013.
Right. But I asked you for it though.
Okay.
Okay, so at this time, can I have a motion to adopt 2410?
So moved.
Oh, wait a minute. Before
No.
we-
We have to adopt it first.
Okay.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Commissioner Lopez.
Questions?
Thank you. This doesn't have a lot of detail in it. My question is the part-timers, are they included with this 3%?
No,
Why aren't they included in the 3%?
because part-timers are not a part of our union.
Okay, but from my understanding, they haven't even gotten a raise, the part-timers, for a while.
Potentially. I don't.
That would not be part of this agreement,
Not
though.
part of this
Excuse me.
agreement.
Excuse me.
We're not members of the bargaining unit, that wouldn't be
Okay.
part of this.
All right. Also, the holiday in here is from Christmas break. So that Christmas break is considered what? There's no dates in here, the timeline, because that can change at a drop of a hat or when it's convenient. Flexible spending account will be increased from 500 to 750. Please brief me, and you don't include what those spending accounts are. That should be in there. They kind of support why the increase from 500 to 750, even though that right now in this economy it's not a lot, but it should be explained and broken down. The following language for vacation, that should be what is the vacation? What are the paid what are the sick time? How much sick time they have? How many vacation days do they have? That's not in here. It says new language for maintenance security. Article XX, what is this?
28.
20, thank you. Work hours. See tenant agreement for specific details. And I did go in here and I didn't see the specific details. And the 2008 that we're talking about, that was for 3 years, am I correct? And
It was a mistake.
No, I understand. But it did say the length of time.
It was
He
for 4
did. He
years.
spoke length of time.
It was for 4 years.
Oh, because you said
And the dates is here,
The old one was
24,
for 3 years, this
25,
one's for
26,
4
that
27.
exactly.
No,
the
it was
old
for 4
one.
years.
It was
for
4 years.
2020,
Yes.
2021, 2022, 2023.
23,
It was
right,
for 4 years.
same term.
All right. Okay. All right. So anyway, it's not enough detail in here like it should be to really make sure that this stuff is broken out. Like I said, the date time. We understand Juneteenth is June 19th. Let's see, in the vacation time, the sick time, new language for maintenance security unit. Where's that new language at? Because it's not included in here. Trent Housing has a right to have employees to call outside of have employees on call outside of normal work hours. What are considered outside of normal work hours? What are the work hours? All that is usually in a bargaining agreement. So this bargaining agreement, from my point of view, is very vague.
This is not a bargaining agreement.
Or
so we said.
well, tentative agreement.
Well, can you give me 1 minute?
Yeah,
Chief?
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. It's basically MOU on the bargaining agreement. All this does is outline the changes, the very brief changes to the bargaining agreements. All of the detail is in the bargaining agreement. So
Okay.
we give you a copy of the bargaining
No,
agreement.
it should have been with this.
Okay, well, right now, it's not there.
Chairwoman.
We're not
Excuse me,
gonna
Chairwoman.
go there, okay? We're gonna keep this respectfully.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're not supposed to answer for the ED.
I'm not answering for the ED, but I'm answering for the board because I am the chair, and we're gonna keep it respectful at all times. He offered to give you a copy of it, and then you should have left it at that.
No, I don't leave it at that because we're signing and approving
No,
something.
no,
You don't know
no,
contract
no,
law. That's not
you don't know
contract law.
what-
That's
you don't
about.
know what
I
I
do know
know.
contract law.
I didn't say you didn't, but I'm just saying we're just not gonna do this right now, that's all.
There's nothing we're doing. I'm doing my job. I come here once a month. I look at this,
That's
and that's
fine.
why I'm here. You can't censor me about doing
I
my
did-
job.
I did
What I'm
not
here to
censor
do
you.
on my volunteer time and my commitment to this board and to the housing authority. That's what I'm here doing.
Okay.
With
I'm
all
just
But
due-
I'm
saying-
not finished,
I'm just
Chairwoman.
saying, don't raise your voice,
Hey,
because we are all adults here,
Yes,
and
we
we're gonna
are.
keep this respectful.
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay, now what
Okay,
is
so
your
the
next
salary
question?
ranges, should be broken down, okay? And how does that apply? Because like I said, this is not just applying to just one set. We're talking about administrative, clerical units, maintenance and craft unit, and security units. We're talking about supervisory units. And one thing I'm not understanding is, are you part of the union? Okay, is your directors part of the union?
No.
Okay, so you all took, what I'm trying to understand is that Christmas week was closed, maintenance did work. security did work, so I guess they were the part-time security officers, since they're not part of the union, but you also took liberty and had Christmas break. And that wasn't something that was approved by the budget. Not that you probably did deserve it, but that wasn't discussed. Also, before this was supposed to have been signed, this was supposed to come to the board. Before this was supposed, you all and the Communications Work of America sign this, was supposed to come to the board.
If I could make a remark about that. Normal collective bargaining, which I've done now for 25 to 30 years, we have a tentative agreement that is brought, and that's between the bargaining, both the teams of the bargaining groups, one for the authority, one for the union. We bring the tentative agreement to both of our respective groups. They have a meeting to ratify. We have a meeting here to approve that. That's how it's done. The tentative agreement is not the union agreement itself. It's to approve the new terms. The next step will be, once it's approved, is that the actual agreement itself will be modified to reflect those changes.
Yes.
Right, and let me share this to you with Mr. Truelove. The executive director cannot implement or approve spending without it going to the board.
And it has
first.
not been approved. Has not been approved.
Okay.
It went into effect December 23rd,
It will be retroactive.
2023.
It will be retroactive January 1st, 2024, once it's approved by this board.
Oh, does that say that in here?
No.
Okay, that's my point.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Anderson,
So we're not going to implement what I just said in here about more information in detail, or we're just going to skip over this because I'm wasting my breath.
You're not wasting your breath. He said he will give you a copy, and right now we're
No,
gonna
I'm
vote on
talking
it.
about what we're getting ready to approve.
Yep, you could either approve, abstain.
Okay, all right.
May I make a suggestion? You might also be allowed to, put a motion to table it to. Be
That's what you're
discussed
supposed
at
to do.
Yes, and so if you wanted to do that,
I would like to table it
that's an option that you have.
because it doesn't have the supporting information and details for us to be approving this.
With all due respect, you're putting the cart before the horse, because if you actually have the agreement that you finalize, before it's finalized and approved, then you don't, this is the point, the step you do before you finalize the agreement.
Correct. So,
Tentative agreements are done, this is exactly the way collective bargaining is
Excuse
done
me,
all the
Mr.
time.
Truelove, I asked to table it. You are not
Well, then you have to
part
have
of the board,
then you have
Mr.
to have a
Truelove.
second. You have to have a
Mr.
second to do
Truelove, you are not part of the board.
But I am the parliamentarian. You
Right,
have to have
but
a
we
second.
didn't ask
One
you
moment.
for the legal
Excuse-
opinion, Mr.
excuse-
Truelove.
excuse me. Correct. Commissioner Correct. He is here as the, listen to me. He is
You
here
cannot
as the,
counsel me, Chairwoman, Weldon, Coleman. You cannot counsel me. That's not your job.
well, I'm gonna tell you what my job is.
No, that's
My
not.
job is to keep this board running professionally at all
And what was
times.
unprofessional about what I'm talking about?
Because you're not allowing the attorney to explain what the
I
details
didn't ask the
are.
attorney. Did you ask the attorney to explain the details?
He
Did
was-
you, Chairman Walden Coleman? Did you ask the attorney to elaborate? Did you?
He was,
Did you, Chairwoman Weldon Coleman? You as the chair, like you said, you are to keep it professional. And he was only supposed to, first of all, to interject after you asked him to interject for a legal opinion. You didn't ask him to do that.
okay, so at this time, we are gonna have,
has his-
I'm sorry, Commissioner Raines.
Thank you. If Commissioner Correct feels that she needs to table this motion, make a motion to table it. If she gets a second, then we vote. It's not,
I was going to do that.
I know you were, Madam Chair, but that's what put that out.
So at this time, Commissioner Grant put the motion on the floor
I second.
Okay, now the vote would be on a motion to table only.
to table, correct. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
What was it now?
Yes.
say Commissioner Garrett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentry,
No.
Commissioner Green,
No.
Commissioner Lopez,
No.
Commissioner Raines,
No.
Chairwoman Weldon.
No.
Fails 6-1. Motion to table fails 6-1. Now the motion to approve made by Commissioner Garrett, seconded by Commissioner Lopez is back on the table.
Okay. Right now, can I have a motion to adopt resolution 24-10?
Yeah, that was already
You
done by
have a
Commissioner
motion and a second.
Gentry and Commissioner Lopez. So that's
Okay,
all
so
that-
now we need a roll call, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Vote approving the
To
motion.
approve on the-
Resolution.
Commissioner Anderson,
Can you repeat what is that? Is that for?
for the union agreement,
To approve the union agreement.
2410.
2410, the resolution.
Commissioner Garrett,
No.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Raines,
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon.
Yes.
That concludes the resolution, Chair.
Okay. At this time, do we have any new business? Hearing no new business, we will now go to public session. Before you get up to speak, I would need you to state your name, your address, and your apartment number. Who's first on the list, friend?
Okay, first one that wishes to speak is Kim Hicks.
Ms. Hicks, please come to the podium.
Step down. Kathy Danley? No? Oh, Kathy's here, okay.
Please step to the
Kathy,
front.
you gotta-
Excuse me. Could you turn that to the podium so they can see who is there?
The camera.
Yeah.
There's a number coming down.
No, it just has Miss Green on there. And they can't see the person at the podium.
They can see
There,
it now.
there you go, there you go. Thank you.
All right, it's Kathleen Danley.
Kathleen,
Yes.
is that with a C? Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Apartment 703,
What's the address, please?
630 West State Street,
And your apartment number?
703.
Thank you.
I'm here to talk about the parking. Sometimes they have to drive around a couple times to find a parking space, and there's people from another building that's parked in our parking space, and I wonder what they're gonna do about that.
What building is 703? It's this one. Okay,
That's
right
the
now.
apartment.
Okay.
So,
Would you mind?
I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions first, okay?
Okay.
So the tenants who live in this building, do y'all have parking permits in your car?
Yes.
Okay.
I think with the issue, we were here Friday actually talking with a number of residents, and I think the issue is there may be more cars permitted than parking spaces. So we need to get a count of all the cars that are permitted and then make a determination. We may have to do a limitation on in terms of how many cars you can have, permitted.
Okay.
Because the
Per unit, you mean?
per unit, yes. How many cars you can have permitted per unit, and we may need to just eliminate visitor parking all the way. But that's something that came out of our meeting on Friday that we're going to move on having a resolution for. Because yes, definitely, when I came on Friday, it was
There was
Mo-
no
mo-
sticker on
well,
the car.
well, most of the cars I saw had stickers in them, so it just made me think that we may have more folks stickered than parking.
Do you know how many right now, Mr. Garrett, parking spaces out in the back?
I
In
don't
total?
know, but we have counted them. We have something with a count on them. But but I don't know off the top of my head now.
So,
know
Ms.
how many
Stanley, that's
parking
something that they are
permits?
going to look into,
Okay.
and I will definitely make sure that we bring this up at our next meeting to find out what is the resolution for this.
Okay.
All right, so thank you so much. Is
Thank
there
you.
anything else?
I went into the office to speak with Stephanie. And it's not my credit card, but it's the account number to here. It's not going through. So if I have to pay my rent, I have to get a money order, cause it's not taken, because it doesn't recognize the account number in the office. I don't know whether it's the T number or the other number that we have. But one of those is not taken.
So I'm confused. So you pay your rent by credit card is what you're saying?
I'm supposed,
You mean is it a credit card or a debit card?
it took,
Is it what you're directly to your bank, or is it actual credit card?
Is it a bank card or?
Bank card, right. Is it a bank card with a Visa on it?
should do.
It's a debit card.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe you need to contact your bank because sometimes, or not sometimes, all the time, debit cards work differently than credit cards.
She said it's the account number. It's not recognizing the account number. So what did the person in the office
I'm
say?
gonna ask that you speak with Liz directly.
And Liz
Get
will be
Liz
able to help
directly
you.
after the meeting to see exactly what the issue is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll work with them also,
Yeah.
cause certain credit cards are not
Debit cards, you
debit
mean?
Yeah.
cards.
Right.
Certain credit
Yeah.
cards are debit cards.
Exactly, because they
We'll work
run
with you on
differently.
Okay, and I have one more question.
Go ahead, Ms. Kathleen.
Before Christmas, the ceiling, fell through,
In your apartment?
Okay.
it's still not fixed. And I've gotten a cough since before Christmas, I've had this cough. So I just wanna know when it's gonna get fixed.
Okay.
The ceiling from the bathroom or your living
The
room?
apartment above me,
But what ceiling? Where is the ceiling damaged in the apartment?
right above the toilet,
Oh, so it's
In
the
your
bathroom
bathroom.
above from that's what I
And
was
it's
trying
the
to find.
floor above.
yes.
Okay. Mr. Leggett, thank you so much.
That's-
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
patience. I
One more
appreciate
thing.
it.
I'm sorry. Where did you make to put in the work order or notify someone that you had a problem with the ceiling?
Downstairs.
Downstairs here?
In the office,
Okay. All right.
several times.
Okay. Thank you.
Lisa Hines?
Terrence.
No, okay.
She-
Looks like Celine, Cedric Council, I'm sorry. You just went out, okay. Hmm. Ina? No, okay.
So, these people that-
Rosalie Williams?
Can speak.
No. That's it?
You want to speak?
That's
Hold
it?
on, ma'am. She
Okay.
wants to speak.
Did you not sign in, ma'am?
Yes.
Did you see her name on the friend
It's at
list?
the bottom.
What's your name?
Did she, maybe she mispronounced it?
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Arlene Harmon. I live 630 West State Street, Trenton, New Jersey, 08108, apartment 105.
Arlene, you said.
Arlene, ARLENE, HARMON.
Okay.
Okay.
And what's your apartment number?
105.
105. Thank you.
I'm here to say, my kitchen sink, the water's coming up in my sink. I've been here 8 years. Okay, every year, right? November, October, it comes up. Lately, it be coming up every other day. But this is not the point I'm talking about. It's been coming up, my whole kitchen got damaged. The second time, my refrigerator, my deep freezer, the last time it came from my kitchen, all the way to my bathroom. I had to take blankets, clothes, I had to take so much in my house. And the bottom thing, it goes into the other side of the wall in the hallway. The carpet is soaking. I mean, all my damages, and it's for 2 years, and that cabinet is rotting. I painted it, keep from the bacteria and the mildew. And it's so rotten, the water's in the wall, and it's just a mess. And they sure have done nothing. I mean, when they got down, I poured the carpet up myself. and I finally put the floor down. Yeah, but this is not, it's not healthy. There's mold and everything in there, and sometimes I smell it. I don't know, but this is 2 years now, and they haven't done anything.
So, are you saying that the water is coming up
And
through
it
the
just-
sink?
The first time, ma'am, it came up looked like, oh. And then they found out it was the sewer. It knocked down the lobby, dropped sewer, and knocked down the TV room. And over top the security head. Then that's when they did the pilot, and then they changed the pipes. But the pipes are so bad. When you look in the camera, you look up inside of here, it's all but the pipes, everything is so bad. And if somebody they know what they're doing, they'd be sick or dead because it's not healthy.
Excuse me, ma'am, you told me this before. I
Yes.
think it was 2 years ago I met with you when I came
And
upstairs.
the other guy that was working the white guy, but he's not working here no more.
Right,
Yeah.
I just wanted, not to cut you off, I did report it to Mr. Garrett.
And I've been waiting patiently.
Yeah,
but
I
I've
did
been
report
doing
that to
things
Mr.
myself,
Garrett.
'cause I clean houses and stuff, so I know what to do. But it's getting so bad with the roof, it's coming out the wall.
So you live on the first floor?
Yeah, 105. They
Okay.
put a hole in my closet,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because you don't have a ladder before they fix their bathroom over down here. They say there's a leak in the wall. They put a hole in my closet, so it's not, you know what I mean? It's a tiny leak. But then now it's going in everybody's floor, getting that, that's coming up in their kitchen sink, and then water's on the other side of the hall, but the carpet is soaking wet, it's coming from underneath the wall.
Okay, excuse, I don't need to, go ahead.
And I just been
No,
wondering,
go ahead.
are they gonna take it, I really need that whole cabinet, it's a one piece, I really need that out of there.
Okay.
Because you're not supposed to rearrange or change the color of the apartments, unless you put it back, you move. But I just keep doing stuff to get people not being sick or, you know, anything happen to me because I know what they do, but it's still it's inside. I can't do nothing about the pipes in there.
Have you been to the office recently?
Yeah, I've been, when the manager first came, I mentioned it to her. Okay, but I've been handling it there, but now I can talk to you. Okay, but they told me I have to go to the Abbott building and talk to the, I can't think her name right this moment.
That's me, Miss Mathis.
Okay, yeah. And
So have you talked to Ms.
but
Mathis?
I haven't been lately, and now I haven't been too much of stuff because, I've been diagnosed with cancer, but I've been trying to get to things, but I beat the cancer, but it's still parts of my, paying my rent. They keep telling me how $4,000, okay, then they put it down to $2,000, but I get my money right from the post office, and they said, I had signed this saying if you get from this, not that you got it guaranteed. And then it still keeps saying, I love it, late fees, overpaid, but I have my receipt, I have my papers where I've been in court, and everything. You know, and if I have something that I don't have, I always can get the post office to trace because I pay with my debit card. But I didn't, you know, but this year I didn't need my records back to the way it was when I first moved here. Because something's going wrong down the line. I don't know. But I just really need to be healthy. I don't need all this in my public defense. I asked her about painting, you know, how they would do it. If I she said, when they get the paint stuff. I would have asked her that question. I don't mind.
Okay, so, Ms. Mathis, Mr. Leggett, can you please look into this for me to make sure that, and to see if she can get a new cabinet, if it's, if
It's
it's,
a one piece. It goes right, you know, like an L-shaped little bit.
and with, and Mr. Tibbs will take care of the financial part. He will sit down and talk to you.
You take my
Okay.
number down and y'all would just call me.
Excuse me, ma'am, could you please, I think next month, where's the meeting gonna be, back at the administrative building? Is that where the meeting's gonna be?
Yes.
So if you don't, get any results, I would appreciate if you come to the next meeting and let us know what the outcome is. No, it's not gonna be here, it's gonna
Not gonna
be
be here.
at Darling Homes in the administrative building.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
Did you also speak with the residential council president? Have you spoken with him?
Well, I speak to Kenny and I speak to them, they haven't got the same problems that I have, you know what I mean?
I got it
But
right
he
here.
got pictures
I got
of
it
it.
right there, so
Okay, so also, Mr. Kenny, cause I met with her, I just came in here because there was a function here 2 years ago, and there was a plumbing issue here. Trenton Housing Authority had the plumbers here. I spoke with this lady here, and I went up to her apartment, and she showed me all the damage and stuff. I did report it to
No,
Mr.
you didn't. You didn't report
I
apartment.
emailed it.
You didn't report apartment 10. You didn't report any specifics. You said there's a whole big problem in French Towers that needs to be fixed.
I did put the apartment number in there because it was 2 apartments in there, Jelani.
For a point of reference, I just want
Okay,
to say.
I'll pull up the email.
Commissioner Wilson,
I will pull up the email and
for
resend it.
a point of reference, I just
But
want to say when commissioners do talk to residents, it's important that you do get their specific information. Specific information, apartment number, whatever it is, then I can follow up effectively. If you just say it is like there's a big problem, then I have to search it down. But
I did, and I'll pull the email up and resend it because I keep all my records. But if you could come back next month, it would be at the administrative building upstairs.
Okay, what
It's
day?
at 12 o'clock. It's the second Wednesday of every month at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
But we're gonna hope
Okay.
that you
Right.
don't have to come
Come back.
That's what we're
Exactly.
gonna talk to address your issues. So
If you
don't
could
have
just
to
come to
back.
let us know, even if they did fix it.
March,
let
March
them come.
13th.
Okay, that would be
Okay.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay,
Is-
Mr. Francois would like to say something?
Yes.
Are you following that mess, man?
Yes.
No, she didn't go by name or the shit.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Francois, and last name Voltaire.
I'm sorry, what is the last name?
Voltaire,
And you want to speak?
V-O-L-T-A-I-R-E.
Hold on a minute. Excuse me. I'm sorry, say that again.
V-O,
Is that V as in Victor?
yes,
Okay,
Oh.
L-T-A-I-R-E.
okay,
630 West State Street,
uh-huh.
Trenton, New Jersey. 08618
What is your apartment number?
504.
504. Okay, what is your, state your issue?
My complaint, I was very sick. Got a kidney, on the kidney transplant. Got a heart attack also. Blood sugar, blood pressure, very high.
You look well, sir.
Thank you. And January 22nd, I was in my apartment, but I never come down here all the time. When I need something, I come down here, but it's not easy to take a walk up and down, up and down. What happened, my car parking outside, but Monday 22nd, and my son come to visit me. I say, going to say, take something on my car for me. When he get outside, he say, he don't see my car. I say, what happened to the car? They say, they towed in my car.
They stolen your car?
Yeah, they towed
They
it.
towed his
Towed it.
car.
Mm-hmm. They towed in my car. When I come down here to say what happened, they towed in my car outside. They say they do something in the parking lot, they towed in my car. I said, they should let me know. I have to come down to remove my car. They got my phone number. When they need something to me, they send me notice or they call me for something. They don't call me, they don't put any notice on my door, and they tow in my car. I have to pay, go to the towing restaurant to pay $298.55 for nothing you don't know. I say, it's not fair. They should let me know. You do something in the parking lot, I have to remove the car. But nobody tell me. I don't know nothing about they do something and they tow in my car. So I'm getting mad about that. It's not fair.
When did this happen, sir?
January
22nd.
22nd.
January 22nd? Did you have a permit, a thing on your car?
Yes.
Okay. So, is that it?
Parking.
Yes.
Okay, so, who towed your car?
This building,
The building towed your
yeah,
car.
the building towed my car. They
Do you know why they towed your car?
They do some work. When I get outside, they got I see the big machine work outside.
So did they do work in the back parking lot?
Yes. But I had no problem. They do something, let me know how to remove the car. But I don't know nothing. They don't give me call, they don't give me notice, and they throw in the car. That's my problem. They
Excuse
should
me,
let
sir.
me know.
Mr. Hill, what was going on? Do you know?
Yeah, we
On
had a
January
crash.
22nd?
We had flyers up.
You see,
But
this
like
is
you
the
said, you
situation.
don't, be one of the residents that don't come out. So, that time it got to him, his car was towed, but, they had the, fires up for weeks because the elevator, people was bringing the crane in for the elevator. So it was time and time, but like you said, you don't come out, and then like, from now on, for situations like that, I'm suggesting that all floor captains knock on doors and let them know directly instead of, cause like, by you not coming out, you miss out, and that's what happened.
So you're saying that you were sick at that time, so your son was coming to take care of you.
Okay.
So he wants to be reimbursed for the $298. That's why you coming up
That's what I
here.
want to, yes.
Don't get me wrong. The Housing Authority can't reimburse you for $298.55.
Excuse me, did you, is
I
that a
have to
policy?
pay $298 for nothing you don't know.
Well, remember, at the end of the day, as he spoke, the flyers had been up, right? Yes or no?
He doesn't know, he didn't come out.
He didn't come out.
They don't
He
put
didn't know.
anything.
He didn't come out.
Sometimes they put a notice on my door, they don't put anything, they don't call me. That's why I don't know. I don't know anything.
Excuse me, sir, this is what I would suggest to you, is make a copy of that, submit it to Mr. Garrett. There are legal formalities, cause like you said, you were sick, and I don't know if your son didn't see it, your son didn't see the flyers
Did he have
when
a
he
parking
came?
permit?
He said he had a parking permit. Do you have a parking permit?
Yes.
Okay.
You should let me know.
Yeah. All right, we'll look
If you had,
into
if
it.
you had a parking permit, I don't wanna.
No, go ahead.
offend you. If you had a parking permit,
Yes.
and you were told, we'll reimburse you.
You will?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you had a
he
parking,
had a parking
he had a
permit.
parking permit, but my folks are telling me they don't think he had a parking permit, but, if he had a parking permit,
And put the
Yeah.
parking permit number, cause they have numbers. Am I correct, Mr. Garrett?
yes.
Okay, so put your parking permit, send that, a copy of that, with your parking permit number to Mr. Garrett, and have your son just give a summary and bring it over there.
No, give it to Liz Mathis, okay? Give it to either Liz Mathis or Stephanie in office, but Liz would be the best person to give it to, and she'll run it up the ladder, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Leroy Martin?
Alright,
How you doing? I'm Leroy Martin, 630 West State, 210. Vice President of Resident Council.
Okay.
I just gotta say this. You all is very unprofessional, very childish. That's all I'm gonna say on that. When it rains,
People in the back didn't hear you.
I'm saying they very childish and unprofessional. Excuse me, I'm not saying all of y'all, but I'm seeing what's going on, and it's unbelievable. We doing resident council, and when they see y'all do this, what you think gonna happen with us? Huh? Y'all in charge. Another thing is water, when it rains real hard, it's coming straight through the bricks into our apartments.
From the top floor all the way down?
I can't even tell you. I know
From
on
the back of the
second
building,
floor,
sir?
Huh?
From the back of the building?
I'm on the side.
Oh, so it's the side, and it's coming through your apartment as well?
It's this. In this building, there's certain areas that just get flooded when it rains. I can't tell you whose apartment, but I'm telling you my apartment. On the second floor, the water it's no holes in the wall, none of that. But when it rains, if you go near my window about this month, it's soaking wet.
So it's coming through the frame.
Exactly.
The
So
structure.
then I gotta dry it up and make sure ain't no mildew with it.
But there is.
Another thing, when the air comes out of there, the heat, the air conditioner, whatever, it's black stuff coming up out of there. And I got proof, and I saved it because it was all on my. I work at a desk every day. I'm in school. I'm missing school right now. I'm breathing that in. I didn't notice until I looked at my desk and saw all this black stuff on my desk. So I swept it in because if I get cancer or anything, y'all won't pay for that. I'm just saying because we've been telling y'all about this situation.
How
for the
long?
longest. Every
Because
bit
I
of,
thought we just got a new heating system in here. Isn't that correct, Mr. Garrett?
but that's not the heating system. What it is whatever is in them vents is black. I don't know if it's mold, I don't know what it is, but it's coming through and we've been telling them this.
Since it was installed?
I only been here 4 years. I don't know, ma'am. I'm saying to
Okay.
you is that's what's happening. I don't know when it started happening.
When
I
did you
just,
see the stuff on the desk, sir?
last year, this year,
Oh, so this has been going on for a year that you've been seeing this dark stuff
it's
on the
probably
desk.
longer than that. Because a lady that passed away, I don't want to say her name and stuff because she gone. She had black stuff all around her apartment. They messed up her whole apartment. That stuff messed her whole apartment up. Furniture and everything. They ain't paid for nothing or nothing from that woman. They ain't help her or nothing.
Okay,
And
okay.
now she's gone.
Okay, so sir, who you said you've been putting in a report. Who did you put the report into?
Maintenance. If we come downstairs, we'll tell them we'll go in the office and say something too. But y'all switch people so much. When one gets to start something, there's somebody else in there.
Okay.
Like Fran, how many people been in here so far, y'all? Yeah. Every time one starts something and start to get it done, they move. Same thing with the guards. You got one guard doing good, y'all move them, bring somebody in here that we don't like. I don't get that. If you doing good, if it's, how you say it? If it works, don't fix it. I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Don't fix it. If we ain't asked y'all to move them, why you moving them? They ain't do nothing wrong. I'm just saying, y'all gotta do better. And what y'all doing here, y'all gotta do better. Especially y'all don't come around my people doing this. Not my people. Y'all do that somewhere else or don't come. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Mr. Blackshear?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. So how are we gonna address this? You gonna? So, sir, could you please? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could you please come next month and let us know? Because that's the purpose of the board. We're supposed to be advocating for the tenants. That's the role of the board. That's
Yes,
why we're
ma'am.
having the meeting.
And
here.
I'll be here.
So
Yes.
it's not going to be here next month. It's going to be at the
Whenever it is.
administrative. So could you kind of keep us abreast of the changes, and also Mr. Hill, and you're the vice president. I would think you should be in close communication. I guess with Kaya, right? Is that the one, Kaya Green, right? Is that the protocol, Mr. Garrett?
For what's that?
For what they're speaking about, issues in the building. Do
No.
they take it to them or they bring it to you?
No, they should go to their management, and then it should bubble up if there's an issue. But we'll
Well, he
take a
said
look
he
at it.
did do that. So if it's not taken care of when he goes to the person in the office of the property, it goes directly to you, because it shouldn't take years that this is, because that's what I'm
That's
hearing.
it
Even
right
with this
there.
lady here, she told me this 2 years ago, and
The
she's
one
still
that's in
having
there
an issue.
now, I'm gonna stop this for y'all even do this. She never knew nothing. So the one that's in there now, she have no idea. Y'all moved the person that had the idea, that knew everything, that was doing, trying
But was
to
she
get us
getting
out.
back to you and telling you that she was in close contact with the directors here for those different departments?
You didn't get a chance to do all that. You keep moving them.
So every month.
Y'all don't get it. You're not getting it. Say,
Oh, okay.
it's a lot that y'all do in that office. She do.
Okay.
Not just the tenants. She got to go through our attitudes, all that. She got to deal with the maintenance. She got to deal with the guard. She does a lot.
Right.
I'm telling you, the one that's in there now, she don't have nothing. She don't know anything.
How long she been there?
Well, about 5-6 months, if that.
Okay.
So you can't blame her. I'm just saying,
What's your
don't.
name again,
I'm
sir?
saying Leroy Martin.
Leroy Martin.
I'm
He's
saying
somebody
don't
Leroy
blame her.
We're not blaming
I'm
anybody.
just, I'm
We're
just
just
saying
trying to get
before
the
it happened.
information.
I'm saying because I'm watching what go on with y'all, right? Okay. Okay. So you
It's
want to
honest.
get technical
Yeah,
on it?
I
Okay.
appreciate it.
So I'm
Thank
saying
you.
don't blame her because she don't know anything.
We're not blaming anybody. We're
Before,
just trying
I'm
to get
just
to the bottom
saying,
of it.
When y'all get to the bottom of it,
Well, if you have
and y'all
a-
go
if you-
to
if you
her,
have-
she don't know.
But Mr. Martin, if you have a specific issue with your apartment, you should follow up with her. But Liz is here today, who's the asset management over the whole site. I'm gonna say talk with Liz specifically.
Right behind you.
But also, you gotta understand this too. I might say something, and then he might say something, and then she might say something. We all telling them. It's just not the same person going to them. It's just separate people going and saying what's going on in the building.
And there's no
And it's
results.
not being. It's
Not
I'm
being
telling you
addressed.
this. It's not being done. Nothing is being done. You know how long we talked about that elevator? I got stuck in that elevator 5 times. I won't even get in the elevator. I walk up.
Well, the elevator's being monitored.
No, I'm just explaining to you all the stuff. You don't want me writing no list about this building.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Just close
Yeah.
this damn building down.
Yeah, they will.
I'm telling you this. And the way y'all acting, they really gonna close it down. Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
My name is Chris Blackshear. I live at 630 West State Street, apartment 405. Truth of the matter is that you guys got the experience what we go through in this building to understand what's happening, being for real. And y'all come here, you look good, this, that, and the other. That's not the answer to our solution. You got people on the 8th, 9th, 10th floor on oxygen with wheelchairs, with canes, and you got the people that don't use none of this on the 1st and 2nd floor. You're not doing your inventory on people that's sick. Now, if they get hurt, y'all in the world of trouble. Because them people can't get up and down the steps like that. When the elevators break, they break when they want to break. I got to struggle to get from 4 to come down here. I don't like that, but I have to do what I have to do. But for y'all, you need to stay here for a day or two to experience what's taking place in this building. You know what I mean? The roaches and the other rooms. This house, this whole building needs a whole makeover. A fucking whole makeover. When you pay your rent, they're always coming with the machine broke, you owe $800 extra. How? Never heard of nothing like that before in my life. And then the excuse is, oh, the machine is broke, disregard it. And then when you do that, the next letter comes the next month. Don't nobody want to go through that. I got receipts since I started here. I've been going on, June to be 8 years since I've been there. I got my receipts since from day one. All my receipts. So, you got to get together. I know y'all get paid good money for what needs to be taken care of, but you're not adjusting it. You passed it down to the next person. Chain of command. That's not right. Now, if there was other people in this building outside of our color, they wouldn't be going through half of what we go through in this piece. And you know that. And you fucking know that. Listen, I'm fed up with this. I just had surgery on my knee. And I got the itch up the steps.
Mr. Blackshear?
Yes.
Thank you for coming forward. I'm just going to just say this. You are correct, but the changes come about when you come to these meetings and you let us know what's happening. So just as the gentleman who came before you said, and the young lady who came before him was saying these are ongoing problems. My question, I can't speak for the whole board, is, has it been reported to the asset manager in the office? But you all say you have. The reason that you issues that happen in communities with people who are not of African or black descent, because those people come together and they come to these meetings like we have here, and they take a stand and saying we want X, Y, and Z, or these are our issues and we want it corrected, and they follow up with it. So that's why I'm saying to all of you, sounds like this has been an issue here at French Towers. I've been in here a couple of times, and I've heard you all. Some of you recognize that I'm on the board and have said to me some of the issues. But you have to keep following up with us. You got to make sure that the president, which is a residential council president, and the vice president, when they attend these meetings, that they are, and you come with them to support them when they come and express whatever, even good or bad or indifference. You still should come and let us know how we're doing, giving us if we're doing well, and we're the purpose of being here in public housing, and we're following through and providing the services. We want to know about that too, not just about. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying you got to let us know. You live here, like you said, and as you just stated, if we need to be around, but what's being around is we come here once a month. So once a month, every second Saturday, the directors that Mr. Garrett has employed and selected are here. They hear your complaints, and I'm sure Mr. Garrett will instruct them to investigate, because we have the finance person here, we have the finance director, we have the maintenance director, we have development, housing redevelopment director, and we have the residential director here.
Excuse me, man. All that sounds good. We need results.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why we're saying.
Period.
That's what we're saying. But let me say one more thing before I take too much time. The extermination that the housing authority, we've come together to approve. From our understanding, that when they come in and they put that stuff down into your apartment,
it ain't no good. Tell your apartment. Excuse me, man. Let me tell you something. Now, when they come, it's some kind of little brown solution they put up against the doors or what have you.
Okay.
It's tearing your apartment up.
What do you mean it's tearing the apartment up?
I mean, the spots here, spots here look like a bug up there or whatever.
Okay,
they gotta come up with a better solution.
Okay, so let me just say this. I did speak to an exterminator, and the exterminator explained to me that what happens is when they put those little dots up, it brings the rodents, those bugs out. Listen, this is what they explained to me. And they come in and they eat that stuff, and they take it back to the nest. But it takes 2 weeks. This is what I'm told. It takes 2 weeks for that stuff to be effective. That's the new stuff that doesn't put stuff in your lungs. It's supposed to be a safe way to exterminate, but it's a long duration. It takes 2 weeks for you to not see those bugs.
I've been here 8 years. I still see the same roaches. That's BS.
I'm only telling you what they know.
Thank you, Mr. Blackshear.
What I see.
Thank you so much.
But please come to the next meeting.
I will.
Is there anybody else?
This issue need to be seriously addressed.
I agree.
Honestly, because
I agree.
I mean, we pay our rent.
Right.
With no question. But when we need things done, it's like, we'll get to it later. It never gets addressed.
Okay.
And it's not right.
Okay, so Mr. Hill, I hope he
problem.
would be able to write a list of things that needs to be done, and you come together with Mr. Hill when you go to the residential council meeting that they had here, and have him write a list of things, and maybe you can ask Mr. Garrett to have the directors come in and sit, and so they can actually be more effective. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, okay.
Cynthia Bailey?
One moment. Cynthia Bailey?
Yes, 608. I think it was like a month ago, I had heat for a whole week. I reported it. We went to the maintenance guys. They said they couldn't do anything. I said, what you mean you can't do anything? My apartment was freezing. It was 68 degrees in my apartment. I didn't show them my phone, and and I showed the money. And she went up there, and she said, yes, it is cold up there. So she tried to do her best. I don't blame her for anything, because that lady does her job. And
Well, that's not her job to fix your
no,
PD,
I
but
know that. I know that, but I reported it.
right.
And she came up there and she checked it out herself. So, but a whole week, you mean tell me I can't get heat for a whole week?
Miss Bailey, you
Yes.
said you talked to the maintenance people. Did they offer you a space heater or
And I
anything?
didn't call the emergency number.
I'm sorry?
I called the emergency number.
You
The
called the
main
emergency
office,
number
They ain't done, they ain't come up there and check it.
and nobody got back to you? But your heat is working now?
The maintenance guy worked there, the old guy, he came up there.
Uh-huh.
But she reported every time when I ain't have heat, cause she signed it in and everything.
This happened in December. I think we had a call. I think this was in
That was
December.
me.
Miss-
That was me.
Right, ma'am. I think we had a heating. It wasn't just your apartment that was out with heat. I think there was a call. Is that correct, Mr. Garrett? Because I think.
I don't recall.
Okay. So this was like sometime in December, I think.
Yes.
Right, right.
Is
So
your
we.
heat working now?
Freezing.
Right, because we did get a call from a well, I know I got a number of calls
I was getting
from the
point-
tenants here.
I was getting the point. I was going to stay downstairs and sleep downstairs. That's how cold it was.
It was warmer down here than it was in your apartment?
Miss Bailey, is your
Some
heat
people
working
was
right
getting-
now?
Excuse me?
Is your heat working right now?
Yes, absolutely.
It was just that 1 week in December that your heat was not working?
This 1 week I could have froze to death.
Okay.
don't
I
know.
apologize about that.
But did anyone, so no one got back to you with a space heater or nothing, is what you're saying?
Yes, I got a space heater, but I gave that heater back.
Okay, so so you're saying they bought you the space heater after a week, or they bought you the space heater within that week?
In that week. When
Okay,
it first happened.
okay,
But
okay.
What I'm saying,
Okay.
why should I have to wait to get heat and I pay my rent every month?
Okay, so I did talk to Mr. Garrett personally because I got some phone calls. It was and he shared with me that there was people out here fixing it. It was the I think it was the was it the maybe that was the he said somehow the whatever it is that runs from out of the building out here got cut or something like that. Was that time?
I don't recall.
Okay. Well, he did.
They said 2 boilers was working and one of them wasn't working.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So he said there was a piece. I think you said that had to be purchased or something to that effect.
There you go.
All right. Is there anything else, Miss Bailey?
But thank you for letting us know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Percy Billups?
Hello, everybody. My name is Percy Phillips. I live on 630 West State Street, apartment 1001, 10th floor. My issue is I moved in, I think it was 2022. I'm a fairly new resident here. And since day one, my rent has not been correct. It's been going up and up and up and up. What I'm saying is, it's saying that my rent has not been paid. I got every receipt, but it still keeps going up. And they said they're gonna repair it, fix it. It's been 2 years now.
Okay. So you're not delinquent on your rents.
Exactly.
But did you get the rent registry? Did you ask them for a
I did
printout?
everything that you asked of, ma'am.
No. Did they give you a printout so you could see?
Everything that you're saying, I have.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Bailey?
Phillips.
So-
Phillips.
Phillips.
Billups.
Okay, Mr. Billups. Mr. Tibbs, is it possible that you can have a conversation with Mr. Billups and give him the necessary things that he needs to straighten things out? And also, to the housing authorities' defense, you know, we got a new system, so maybe it was some glitches. I'm not making any excuses, but he will be able to sit down with you and help you with that.
The interest is killing me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, I get it.
So you've been paying the
You know.
interest?
No, I'm not gonna pay you interest. I'm paying what I'm supposed to pay.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
You just said it was killing you, so I assumed that you were
But
paying.
I'm saying I'm looking at it, but it affects
Okay, it's
my,
accumulating,
it affects
you're
my,
saying.
you know, yeah.
You know,
And
so
secondly,
between Miss Mathis and Mr. Tibbs, they will make sure everything is taken care of.
Okay, so give him
Okay.
your information, Mr. Tibbs, please. Mr. Tibbs is right here with the suit.
Okay.
Could you give him your information so he can contact you?
Okay.
Is
Okay.
there
Secondly,
something
what
else?
I have noticed, I'm gonna piggyback on the water issue. What I have noticed since I've been doing, I have done a lot of carpenter work, a lot of things. I explained to the maintenance that a lot of the rain is coming in through your old air conditioning units. It's blowing in through your air conditioning units, the old. The little
okay.
AC on the top of the wall. So I explained to them that's where a lot of the water issue is coming.
Okay.
So that's one of the things you can get it on.
Alright.
Worked up on.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you for that information.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Fran?
Daniel Thompson?
Sir,
Okay.
sir.
I'll be okay. Here's my card, but I'll talk to you after.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you today, sir?
I'm blessed, thanks to the Almighty Lord. First of all, we have,
Excuse me, your name?
my name's Daniel Thompson, apartment 206. Everybody all right?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, we got people in this building, it's a health hazard. We're having people that got bed bugs, and every 2 months, our departments here get shut down.
Every
So-
2 months, what gets shut down?
The community room, TV room,
Okay.
okay? Now, I think that somebody needs to address it, okay? Bring your dog back in or whatever you got to do. Because it's not right for people to lose their recreation, right? And the next thing I want, is there asbestos in this building? I'd like to know. And I'd like to know if mold is in this building, okay? Because that's health hazardous too. And it's important. People die from it.
Have you had problems with breathing, sir?
Yes, I do.
I mean, since you've been in this building and
Yes,
started?
I've been here 13 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I think that needs to be addressed immediately.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of renovations that been done, like the air conditioning, the heating,
Okay.
okay? I appreciate that.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Ms. Fran?
Anybody else? Yeah, one more.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Catherine Patterson.
Catherine?
Yes.
Is that with a C or K, ma'am?
C.
Okay.
My apartment number is 107. Okay, my problem is, there's a lot of gnats and things flying around, and they're in my apartment, and they've been in there over a year. And I get up and I can't sleep. And they stick just like a pin. I don't know what kind of gnats there are. There've been 2 people been here, and they excuse me, I have allergy. 2 people been here, one said it fungus gnats, and one called them some other type gnats. And I can't sleep at night half of the time. I have to get up, sit up. And I've told people about it, told them about it, and I'm still having problems.
So have you talked to the manager here in this building?
Yes.
Okay.
So they confirmed whoever came up there said they were actually gnats.
Yes, they are. One said fungus gnats, and one called them, I forget the other kind of name. They had some guys come here and do a test.
So they circulating only in the bedroom or they're circulating throughout your whole apartment?
The whole apartment.
And the other units that on the opposite side of you, are they having the same issue?
I never asked him. I know one gentleman said he had some, but they were gone. I don't know.
Okay,
But
and
I'm
you,
right by the elevator where I can look down and see the garbage chute.
that's what I was gonna say, were you near the garbage chute?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's probably where they're
Yes.
coming from, is the
Yes.
garbage chute.
Yes. And I lose a lot of sleep, and I get
Okay.
depressed.
Okay, well, I would too. That's important. Okay, Mr. Garrett has that, because that's a health issue. So Mr. Garrett just wrote it down, so I'm sure he's gonna have Mr. Leggett look into that.
We talked about it on Friday. We gonna have the
Oh, okay. Oh, so you spoke to Mr. Garrett on Friday?
No, it was something that came up at our meeting on
The
Friday.
guys come here with some type of spray, but it's diluted, just like water. It don't do any good.
Yeah. But when they come with that spray that you're talking about, they're spraying in the garbage chute. Is that right? They're not coming in your
they
apartment.
just spray all they do is spray across the baseboard of my windows, and they didn't tell me that's gonna do it. I told them, I said, that's a lie, it's not gonna do it.
Okay. All right. Please, by next, I'm sorry to prolong you because I'm just hearing about it.
Yeah.
But could you please let us know, please, next month, the second Wednesday at 12, we're going to be at the administrative building. If your situation is cleared up, please.
And another thing, I'm on the first floor. I have scoliosis in my back,
Oh goodness.
and I have arthritis also. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not a young woman. Next month I'll be 85 years
Oh,
old.
bless your soul. Bless you.
At this time, we're gonna have commissioner comments. Commissioner Garrett,
Anderson, right?
Commissioner Garrett.
Thank you very much for all of you for coming in. I think these meetings are helpful, and I understand because we always have meetings, but there's always the lag of follow-up. So, as I share with you, please come to the next meeting. I will find out what, as a commissioner, if things are not improved to what we can do as a board, because that's the reason that there is a board, is to represent the interests of the tenants. That's the whole purpose. Just like the residential board is to come in and report to this board about your concerns. I did not know to the extent of the issues in the senior buildings. There is a project to turn this building into what is RAD? What does RAD stand for, Mr. Garrett?
No. Remember,
Excuse me?
this is just for you to speak, not for
No, you can't do that. Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this. You cannot interrupt me. You cannot dictate. You are a commissioner. You chair the meeting, but you cannot interrupt me trying to talk to the residents here. So they're going to there's a project to make this, to come in order for this building to be considered RAD, and I was asking him to elaborate, excuse me, because the building has to be up to code in order for it to make that transition under this program. It's a new HUD program where it changes how public housing receives their funding. Okay? As you stated and you shared, I'm pretty sure, just like this is an old building, I'm not sure, I think it's probably over 50 years or about 50 years old, so it is going to have some issues. It has issues, because you live here. Okay? It sounds like it needs to be brought up to code. How that's going to happen, it's going to be a lot of money for that to happen. In order for that to come to fruition, Ms. Christy Huff here is part of that. She deals with the redevelopment and housing and redevelopment. That's under her leadership under the Public Housing Authority. I did ask for her, as well as Mr. Garrett, to come in, hopefully when they have another meeting like you did on Friday, to really explain that to you. Right now, it sounds like there is major issues because it's affecting the quality of life, because that's the whole purpose of why we're being subsidized under HUD. is to address the quality of life. So you're living in a unit which is affordable to you, that gives you the same quality of life if it was a market rate unit. Again, thank you for coming in here and sharing that, and hopefully that when the administration meets with you again, these are some of the questions I would ask for them to give you more information. Hopefully they give you something in writing, kind of break down what that funding is going to look like, how that's going to affect you in the long run, far as, you know, the cost for you to continue to maintain in this building. I'm not sure if they're going to have to evacuate or move you to another facility to come in here to renovate this place, to bring it up to code for this RAD program. So I'm not really sure of all the particulars because I'm waiting for that myself. Okay, so you have been heard. I appreciate you. Again, it's the second Wednesday of the month. I would like to participate in the residential council, but I have not yet been informed when you have your meetings. So I apologize, but thank you for coming. Please make sure you come and follow up with us, because that's our responsibility here, to make sure that the administration is providing the services of why it's being funded, and for you to be living here. And the only way we know about that is unless you inform us of this, okay? And also keep a record of the work orders. So when you go in and you give, let them know about issues here, get a copy of it, and also get a pad. And make sure you document every time you have an issue here, the date, time stuff happens. So when you come up to us or you go to the residential board, you have some concrete information of when you talk to the person over there, because those are the questions we're going to ask you. Did you talk to someone at the property manager that's hired here? When did you talk to the property manager? Did you put in a work order? How many times? So when you go back, you can say, I talked to her, blah, 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 blah. I talked to him, blah, 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 blah. I came to the board meeting, document that you came to the board meeting. You explain that to the board meeting. Document when you go to the residential council that you did tell the residential council and the vice president, and how long, you know, but based on your records, it'll tell us how long it took a turnaround for them to come in and handle or do whatever, bring the results that they should be bringing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Anderson? Commissioner Anderson? We can hear you, but
It's
I
kinda
don't think that the residents can hear you.
Could you bring that speaker here, Christy?
That's not
No,
voice,
right.
yeah.
Oh, that's from voice. Okay.
Yeah, these speakers are somehow they work.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you a little bit, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, your mic is on this. I see your mic and it's off. Even though we hear you, I don't know if you're on two, but your mic on your computer is off. There we go.
That's one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, much better.
Good afternoon, my fellow policemen, and good afternoon to the residents. I just want to take this time to say thank you, Chair Lady, for bringing this meeting to the residents. It's a very enlightening occasion, and I believe that for the meeting, for the residents, it's just so they keep in touch with the resident council and do their report and send it, you know, to the media. I'm quite sure that we have hired this ED and this ED been with us for over a decade, almost a decade or over a decade. So I'm quite sure he's more than qualified to take care of your situation. So just get your report and report it to the ED I'm quite sure your situation will be attended. And then I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here. And to all my fellow commissioner, it was nice to see you, John Raines, and all my commissioner friends. Have a great day, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much.
Were y'all able
For
to hear
the-
that?
For those of you who could not hear what he said, he wanted to thank us for bringing the meeting here so you residents can come and speak what's going on. And that by Jelani being here for over a decade, he has confidence in him that he will be able to get the job done for you guys. And for you guys to make sure that y'all keep reporting whatever issues that y'all have. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank
You're welcome. Commissioner Green? Mr. Godfrey, is she logged off?
I'm here.
Okay, would you like to say something?
I wanted to say thank you all for coming out to the meeting and also to the residents. I just wanted to know if you guys know how to use like the portal with work orders so we can start having like documentation that, not saying you guys didn't do it, because it's hard to hold people accountable for not doing something if we don't know if it's correct to put in. So, Mr. Garrett, maybe we can send something out for all the tenants so they can know exactly how to put work orders in. Because I hear a lot of people saying that things aren't done, but I'm just curious, are we putting the work orders in correctly? And if possible, if you could probably send it to the board so we can just know the protocol for tenants, because I had a few tenants call me, asking me exactly what to do. I do advise them to speak with the property manager, just like any apartment development, you have to put that work order in, because the maintenance workers are not gonna know where to go fix a unit, what not to do. So can we just send something out, email or paper copy to the tenant? And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. For those of you who didn't hear what she said, she wanted to know if anybody, the tenants, had any idea how to fill out the work order.
Online.
If you know how to use the portals, you know. So then, only because by that way, we will be able to see what was put in, what day, and stuff like that. But that's something else that we can look at later on to show the tenants how to do, go into the portals and do work orders.
Are
And
there
for every,
Go ahead. Are there any
For every-
computers here?
Yeah, they
Yes,
supposed to
there
be
is.
getting updated.
So,
Okay.
so everybody would know what to do when it comes down to putting in the proper work order. Okay? Commissioner Rain? Mr. Godfrey, is he on? Commissioner Rains? Oh, he is.
These roadshow board meetings are very helpful. I just wanted to give a public pat on the back to the secretary of the board and also who's also our executive director for successfully getting that grant application. And it was a lot of work. Kudos to you and your entire team, Jermaine.
Thank you.
And I've been affiliated with the Housing Authority for almost 20 years now. And the team you assembled is very, very good. And I want that on the public record. So keep up the good work.
That's it?
Thank you.
Okay. Did everyone hear what he said?
No.
He wanted to thank Mr. Garrett and his team for putting in the grant order, and that he had confidence in them, that he's working with a great team to do a good job. Okay?
Okay.
Commissioner Lopez?
Hello, everyone. Really excited to see a full room today, and really happy that you all felt comfortable in ready to speak up. So this is definitely something for us that's very good visibility on. We as commissioners don't actually get paid for this work, but we do care and we do look to be here to volunteer our time, our efforts, whatever skills and experiences we also may bring to the board as well. And so please continue to do this, because this is, you know, encouraging to us and also helpful in helping us do a better job as commissioners. So thank you. And then just for us as the board, I think a really good next step to help us is to maybe prioritize the idea of governance, how we govern ourselves, perhaps a code of conduct to help us be on the same page about how we think we should behave in these meetings,
That's what
and how
the
we
retreat is
think
for.
that how we think we should behave in these meetings, and how we think that you know, it's appropriate and professional. We had a comment today about how you know, we don't seem to demonstrate professionalism, and I think that should be a value and priority for us as a board of commissioners. So those are my comments. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Gentry.
I'd like to say two things. First, I'd like to congratulate the director and his crew for getting the application in on time. There's a lot to do. Running the housing authority is definitely a full-time job. I want to thank the residents for coming out. A lot of times things don't happen because we don't come and speak up for ourselves. But then when we do show up and speak up, we have to remember it's about communication. It's not about targeting each other. It's about working together with each other. Sometimes you have to, on both sides of the coin, you have to be willing to hear what you don't want to hear in order to get a solution. I want to thank you for bringing out some, you know, there were a couple of difficult things in here today that definitely need to be addressed, and I'm sure they will be addressed, because nobody's here to make sure that your life is miserable, you know? I've been in business for a long time, and there's a term I use all the time, and that is the checkbook dictates. A lot of times it can be something you want, but if it's not in the checkbook, it's still on the want list. However, like I said, I want to thank you guys for coming out and voicing where you're at, and now's our turn to take it and work at it, okay? And I'm sure the director will do it. He's done a good job of it before, ever since he's been here.
Yeah.
Ever since he's been here, okay? And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Scoot real quick. Does everybody know who the executive director is for the Trenton Housing Authority? Okay, so this young man, well, he's got grown kids, but this is Mr. Garrett. He is the executive director of the Trenton Housing Authority. He's been here. He's been in the director role for how long, Mr. Garrett?
7 years.
7 years, but he has worked under many other executive directors here at the Housing Authority. But yes, this is executive director. And the reason why I'm doing that, because I've heard other residents say they didn't know who the executive director was.
I didn't know.
Okay, so this is the executive director of the Trenton Housing Authority, Mr. Garrett, Jelani Garrett, because a lot of people don't know his first name, but it's Jelani Bean Garrett. Am I right, Mr. Garrett?
No.
Okay, well, let him introduce himself.
At this time, our executive director would like to speak.
I just wanted to say again, I appreciate the comments today. So one of the things that this year that, as we've been referred to as the team, the crew, one of the things that we've identified a shortcoming with is communication. And I think communication and education on both sides is necessary in order for us to understand each other and understand what's going on. You know, you need to talk to the right people to get the right information. If you know me, and you're saying a lot of people don't know me, but a lot of people in here do know me. And when you talk to me, you'll get the appropriate information. You need to get the appropriate information, and we need to understand on both sides what's going on. And one of the things that, like we discussed with communication, is that we do have folks that are strapped in terms of staff. They have a lot going on. The families in our buildings need a lot of help. They're coming down, they're talking to them It's not like a regular residential building or what would say like a market rate building where folks just pay their rent and that's it. The buildings are older. We have our families are in need of help on many occasions. So we have folks that we try to put in a place that care and that attempt to help. It is a it's a mammoth task, okay? But again, like I said, we want to work on communication. We want to work on, like, returning the phone calls and making sure, like, if you have something like the young lady said, she, her apartment was freezing. She said it was 68. Like, we gotta talk through those type of issues to understand, like, okay, it may be cold to you in that instance, but 68 is basically you have heat, and some people keep their house at 64, 65. We don't, and I know there's been changes like with the building with the heating system. It used to be baseboard. It used to be like blazing. And I think that all of those type of things we have to talk through together. We have to understand together. One of the issues we have right now is that we have identified in our transition in terms of getting the rent statements right. So all of the managers are going to be charged with sitting down with every individual, going through the rent roll, and contacting each and every family to make sure you understand, what the rent is, what the situation is, so that you have a good understanding of that. I will say it's stuff on your part too, because I heard people come up and say, "Oh, I pay my rent on time," and they don't do nothing. Unfortunately, that's not the case for most of us. We got almost 30% outstanding in rent right now, and that affects your quality of life, because that affects the cash that we receive that we can address issues. We already are in a situation where we're dependent on the federal government for most of our funding. So it has a double whammy effect, because the federal government is saying, "Oh, you getting this rent," but if you don't pay, they bringing our subsidy down, and you're not paying rent. So then now we have a double whammy in terms of resources that we can bring in to address issues. So that's very, very critical. I think that's something that should be talked about. Like I said, we had like $1.3 million, and that's something that happened after the pandemic, when we sent around and said that basically everybody had a moratorium from going to court. Ever since then, it's been a bear collecting rent, and it's not just a couple people. It's a big issue going on right now. So understand that affects our operations. But like I said, communication is the key. Everybody that came today, I want to make sure that basically you make sure that we have the list. We're going to make sure that you talk with the management, the asset manager, whoever needs to be talked to make sure that your issue is addressed. And when I say communication, it may be a situation where the issue can't be addressed by the next meeting. Like if it has to do with the skim coating of the building, and if the we had the same issue at the central office building where it needs to be water sealed. Abbott was water sealed years ago. It's happening again. That basically this building may need to be, the whole building need to be skim coat water sealed for waterproofing, and that's a major project. That's a major project. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I do want you to understand what we're working with. We have capital funds. We identified. We got to fix these elevators. So there's so many things that we could, that we could work with. And it's not. Somebody said if it was somewhere else, a luxury building, we wouldn't have these problems. Well, if folks is paying $2,000 a month in rent, then what happens in the private sector, basically you say, okay, I'm gonna do these upgrades, and then they pass it on to you. I'm gonna do the upgrade, but your rent might be $1,200 right now. After I do the upgrade, your rent's gonna be $1,800. Your rent's gonna be $2,000. We don't have that. We don't have that ability. Whether we upgrade or whether we put gold on the floors, you're gonna pay the same. You're gonna pay the same thing. So we have to be very creative, and we're attempting to be creative. And just an update, like Commissioner Garrett did mention it. Downey Homes we identified. So we went out, we put the whole players from all the city together to do this application for Choice Neighborhoods. That's basically coming out to $300 million. We got the state to put in $7 million in that neighborhood. So now we going to Prospect Village and doing conversion at Prospect Village. We have the developer for that. We're going to do this building as well, but again, is time. You know what I mean? We only have so many horses. We only have so many resources. But I'm not going to just ramble on. I will say the main thing that I want to say is that we are committed this year to improving communication, and that's something that we're doing from top to bottom with internal staff and with residents. We want to improve communication, so when you come here and when you talk to us about something, we have a legitimate answer for you, or we have a time frame for you, or we have an honest answer for you. And like somebody talked about the young lady whose apartment was covered in the black stuff. I mean, so let me say this. In meetings like this, we're limited in how much we can actually reveal, how much we can say. So we take the notes. There's information that you may not be aware of. You know what I mean? Like in those specific circumstance, like we had somebody come out. We did the testing. We did all of that. And it wasn't anything going on with the heating system that caused that. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, we have to be careful also in these meetings, because we get in and then it becomes a crescendo. It's like, all right, so one person starts, and then as a people, it's like we begin to, you know what I mean, we begin to pile on. But that doesn't necessarily get the problem corrected. Getting the problem corrected is knowing who to go to, having, like has been said, the appropriate follow-up, documenting your stuff, so when you come back, you say, yeah, I talked with Stephanie on this day, and I reported this issue on this day. One of the things we are doing is with the portal. It's not up and running yet. It's not. It's not. I've heard people talk about portal. Right now, you are subject to calling the management office and talking to the management office. They put in a work order. But this year, we are going to roll out where you can go online and put in your own work order, and you will be able to track and say, I put this work order in on this particular day. So again, communication. I appreciate you. I wish I also are sitting here in these meetings, and I feel like I'm a son of the community, and I feel like we can do a much better job. I feel like we can do a much better job, but you have to let the folks who are in place do their job. So
Thank you.
So at this time, first and foremost, I would like to apologize to each and every one of you for our behavior, because I'm the chair and I'm going to take the blame. And I apologize for that. Secondly, we have all talked about communication. I will say to the residents, at the end of the day, you live here, you fill out the paperwork for whatever the issue is. You talk to the office about your rent. Sometimes I think when we rely on other people to do the talking for us, some things don't come across the way it should come across. I've heard today where people had Kenny speak for them. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate that, because you are the floor captain. But at the end of the day, you have to state your case, because they're not going to go to Kenny and say, well, so-and-so and this is going to happen at so-and-so's apartment. We have to take responsibility for ourselves, because we signed the lease. The commissioners did not sign the lease. They don't understand the process like you understand the process, because they did not sign the lease. They did not read the list.
Chairwoman,
please.
No, but Chairwoman, I think you have to be, you are a residential commissioner, and you need to explain that.
Can I finish talking?
Right, but that's policy that you're talking about.
Can I finish talking? Okay. Thank you so much. So I just feel as though that we need to take some of the responsibility for ourselves to make sure things are in order. We need to make sure that we know how to fill out a work order. We need to make sure that we know who to call for a work order. Because when the staff is not doing their job, we got to hold them accountable too. And at the end of the day, It's the residents, the staff, the executive director. We all work as one. If we can't all work as one, we all gonna fall apart. Because the executive director has to talk to his staff. The staff talks to the residents. And this is how we're going to continue with that communication. And it's very important because if somebody else is speaking for you, they might not speak passionate enough the way you feel about the situation. So we have to make sure that we talk to the correct person about our issue, because everybody's issue is not the same. Yes, you pay your rent. Yes, it might be a glitch in the system. Communication is key. That's where you will be able to feel good about your situation if you had that one-on-one conversation. When things can't get resolved, then you need to take it to the next level. But we have to talk to the right people in the right order first in order for us to get things done. So again, I take full responsibility for the attitudes. If you felt as though we was disrespectful to you today, I really apologize about that. And I would like to thank you all for coming, and hopefully that some of these issues will be fixed by our next board meeting. Thank you so much. At this time, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Sure. We'll make sure and get your grading order, Mr. Connor. Yes, ma'am. As you can tell, pretty big shoulders like that. Besides, you're gonna tell me
Thanks, it's just so unnecessary.
Unfortunately, it's become the norm.
Yeah.
For another 4 months. Why not? Look at this
I am.
How are you?
No, I'm just getting the doorways clear. Thank you, though.